What?
I thought you were playing the music from National Lampoon's Vacation, not the Christmas one, but the regular one.
And I'm live. I'm live right now. No, that's my new opener. Hopefully everybody enjoyed that.
I know, that's what I mean. When I first started hearing it, I was like, is he playing the song from.
National Lampoon's Vacation.
Yeah.
That is kind of close to that, I guess. But it is not copyrighted, so that's the one thing. Hey, well, good morning, everybody, and welcome back once again to Coffee with HDR here, show number 65. 65 consecutive shows, and all of you joining me here each and every week for Coffee with HDR. Hey, good morning. We're going to run down through these names here from people that's in the chat room right now. If you're currently watching, you're not in the chat room, pop in there. Say hello to everybody. Good morning to Jeff Rice, first guy in there at 7:41 this morning. Wow. Jeff is up and on the ball. HDAV Traveler, Smyrna Cowboy, Harley 103 won't be in the chat today, folks. Off to the Toronto International Motorcycle Show. They took away our motorcycle shows, and it just drives me absolutely batty. Somebody needs to pick that up. They need to pick it up in Pittsburgh and have. Okay, well, when is that one in Carlisle?
It's in September, but it's all outside.
September. Well, it might be nice in September. It might be nice, but I think we can have one here in Pittsburgh at the convention center. I think they can do that. So Harley 103, have a great time there. You're going to have a really good time checking out some new motorcycles and some new gear. Harley Moonrider's in there. Good morning. Hopefully I can watch Harley Moonrider. He received a package. It was on Instagram. Hopefully he does a video on that so we can see what was in the package from Purple Rider, Purple on 2. Anyway, HDAV Traveler, Jim Wilson, good morning. Nancy Weems, good morning to you. Jeff Riverbluff Baggers, Captain Ed. Minimoto, Guns and Rides, good morning. Guns and Rides, good to have you on board there with us. I think we are going to start a party without you. Minimoto, what do you mean start a party without me? How would you do that? I'm supposed to be the life of the crowd. So in my own mind. Good morning, Paul. Larry, good morning. Bronco Ride, good morning to you. Dusty Chronicles, Will Henderson. Jackie Boy's in the house, good morning. Time for a Ride, good morning. That's a great catchy name. Time for a Ride. That's a really catchy name, man. Good stuff there for sure. Debbie's in there, or Mallory, her dog, one or the other logged on. I don't think the dog can use its paw there too well to click the mouse to log on. So it's probably my sister. Nancy Williams says, good morning to Mrs. HDR. She said, good morning, Nancy. She will be on the show again soon, sometime. I'm trying. Frosty's Traveler, good morning to you. Good to have you on board there. And we're just going through here, seeing who else is in there. Tony G, good morning. Picking up your 2017 Ultra next week. Got to get back on the bike. Man, that's an awesome ride. The 2017 Ultra Limited is an amazing ride, and you're going to have a lot of good times, a lot of memories in the miles. You're going to be building a lot of memories in your miles there. Good morning, Pete's 1800 on the Wing and a Hog. As I said, the Smyrna Cowboy. Let's see here. And Frosty's Traveler. Good morning to you. Hello, short visit. My wife told me to go ride the motorcycle today. Pete's 1800. You can go ride your motorcycle at 9 a.m. It's too early in the morning right now. It's way too early to ride your motorcycle in Florida. So you got to wait until 9 a.m. So stick around here with us and live the good life here at Coffee with HDR. So the good life. You're living the good life with Coffee with HDR. Remember that. See? Yep, Coffee with HDR. Anyway, let's talk about the week. It's been a pretty good week this week. At school, we've been having all these state testings that we have to do with the students. And I don't know who was more nervous, they were or I was for them. And it's a big time in their life. Good morning, Steve Streetline, Be the Rider PA. Good morning. Glad to have you in there today. Snow on the side of the roads, no riding today. Yep, we've seen some snow out on the boat. And I'll talk about the boat a little bit here and during the show. I know it's not really a boating channel. It's more of a motorcycle channel, but HDR talks about whatever HDR can come up with, right? Good morning, Salka7. Good. Nice to have you in there this morning. Okay, so anyway, as I was saying, the state testing this week for the students, man, I think I was more nervous. Like I was having all these anxiety pains, man. And Ty from Tennessee, nice to have you on board there. Windroad Therapy, good morning. Windroad Therapy started having her Florida videos coming out. They're starting to hit her YouTube channel. You may want to check those out for sure. And no, not maybe. Yeah, you do want to check them out. Yeah, go check those out. On the Wing and a Hog, 46 in Alberta right now, but up to 78 today. You'll be out on the bike today for sure. Bronco ride going to be on a BMW. So, but it will be cold. So Pete's 1800 is taking out a BMW today. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. All right. So anyway, yeah, the anxiety was built up there. The students, we almost had one student actually hyperventilate and pass out. And that was after he took the test. It was like, dude, man, chill out, man. You already did it. You're done with it, but he was so worried. When you take a test and you're young, 17, 18-year-old kid, the anxiety is there, man. It's real, and these guys blew it away, though. I had 13 testers and 13, we assume so far, 13 passing. So it was an awesome time to see those guys in there working hard. They had to take a 200-question written test. And then they followed that up by the that was 2 Wednesdays ago. Then this Wednesday they followed that up with a hands-on test where they had to do a practical session, and they had testers that they didn't know these guys, right? These guys, they're called testers or proctors, and they walk around the room and they watch these young men, young women working on the computers and putting together wireless networks and building a small local area network. And man, I tell you what, the preliminary stuff, I'm talking to the guys after the test was over, talking to the students, they felt good. And the proctors felt like my kids knew what they were doing. So it's a big thumbs up there for them guys. I appreciate them guys. And I tell them that every day, it's because of them that I go to work. It's when you wake up in the morning, you go to work, you're like, hey, I'm ready to go to work and, teach these kids something new. So a lot of new stuff coming up for this last 9 weeks. All right, so Pete's 1800. I'm gonna put this up here for you. We're gonna take a look at this real quick. I have 2 bikes. The BMW is easier to get out of the U-Haul storage. Close on the new house Monday, so I'll get my babies back. Pete is getting a new house, and he has, get this, he has an 8-car garage, and he's going to fill it up with motorcycles. 8-car. I mean, in Florida, you don't need a car, right? All he rides is motorcycles. 8-car, man, that's going to be a lot of motorcycles, Pete. You're going to have every brand. You're going to be putting a new Road Glide in there. I can't wait to see it. I don't know if you're getting the Road Glide Ultra CVO or you're just getting a Road Glide Ultra. I don't know. Or a Road Glide Limited. I'm sorry, Limited CVO. But that's going to be really something to see for sure. Frosty's Travelers, good morning to you. Adirondree, good morning, Bob Nelson. Good to have you on board there this morning. People are starting to come in there. Money 7855. I have a BMW R 1250 RT. You love that rod. I've never ridden a BMW. I was going out to look at it one day. Mrs. HDR said those 3 letters. BMW is a beautiful bike. She said she really likes the way they look, but I'll never have one. And the only reason that is really is, because people associate BMW with a big cost. And their motorcycles are really right on par with everybody else's. So I don't see that as a big cost anyway. So, but yeah, so that's been my week. We got through that part of the week anyway. Now let's move on here a little. We're only 10 minutes in. Let's talk a little bit about boats. I don't know if you're into boats. If you're not, I know some of you do fish, some of you don't. That's my other secondary hobby that I really enjoy doing. And this week, HDR, my Harley is more expensive than my Beamer. Yeah, see, so you're right. You're right. Harleys could be more expensive than the BMWs, depending on what models you buy, right? Let's see. HDR, you got to try one. The RT1250 is sweet, and Motorsports isn't too far from you. Kessel's Motorsports. I'm trying to think where that. Maybe I was there before. Nah, maybe not. If it's was that up around Latrobe? That motorsports place you talk about? I don't know. I don't know if I was there before or not. But anyway, on the boat side of the house, so I've been talking about, and you guys all do this, and you buy something, you say you pulled the trigger. But I actually was looking last year. Last year we fished a lot, and the year before that we fished. The year before that's when we got the boat. I just bought it secondhand. It's a fishing boat. It's not really I call it my vessel, but it's not a vessel. If you watch Miami Boat Ramps, and there's another one, Bronco Gurus, and the Miami Inlet. If you watch those, you see some vessels, man. These people got these big yachts and amazing boats, man. I couldn't even fathom, like, where would you keep that? I guess at a dock or something. And you'd have to have somebody help take care of that for you. So, yeah, the HDR Yacht Channel. We'll see how this goes, Bronco Rod. We will see how this goes. But anyway, so on my vessel, and my boat is called the Daydreamer. It's actually just Daydream. Because when I'm out there, all I'm doing is dreaming, man, just daydreaming. I'm just fishing, enjoying life, man. I don't have to think of anything. I just have to think about putting bait on the hook and getting it into the into the fish, the mouth of the fish, right? That's all I got to think about. Good morning, Henry. So last year we used a trolling motor. If you ever seen a trolling motor, it's got a handle on it. But when you fish with this hand, you're trolling with this hand. It's very hard to control a boat because the boat's going all over the place. And Henry's really good at it. He does it most of the time. I control the gas motor in the back, and he runs the trolling motor on the front. When I was out with Mrs. HR, I felt his pain, man, just trying to keep that boat straight and keep it going down through the lake when we're trolling, or when you're, motoring from one place to the other, trying to keep it on a directional path with that hand motor. Good morning, Bodine 52. Good to see you in there. Paul is in there. So anyway, as you're going down the lake with that hand motor, you're trying to troll and you're trying to fish like this, right? It's very, very hard, man. The lines get crossed up, and everything, and it's really hard. So I've been looking for a trolling motor with a foot pedal. Now, the way this works is it's sitting obviously on the floor of the boat, and you just use your feet, and it's an electronic motor. It turns itself, right, up and down the lake. And I was like, that's awesome. I told Miss HR we have to have one of those. And after she went out fishing a few times with me, she felt the pain too. And she goes, we need something that has better control over the bow of that boat. Okay, the bow of the boat. So that's where the trolling motor will go. I finally pulled the trigger, and I finally bought myself one. So we think it's going to be an amazing fishing season this year. I also pulled the trigger on more upgrades for the Harley motorcycle. So I was trigger happy this week, guys. I was just looking, I was shopping. I was like, yep, buy now, buy now, buy now. And I have all this stuff coming, and and guys, I live by the one thing. And I told somebody the other day, we were talking about that. It was actually a student of mine. He's building an electric bicycle. And let me look at something. My brother, oh wait, Smyrna Cowboy. I'm going to pull this up here. I'm going to try to read these as I'm talking here this morning. My brother and I was heavy into bass fishing, mostly night fishing. No jet skis, man. Got quite a few rods and reels. We need a foot control trolling motor. I'm telling you what. And Smyrna, I'll let you know how this thing goes. But, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos. I do my research, right? There's an electronic driven boat motor, and there's one called a cable driven. Okay. I bought the electronic driven. The reason I bought that one is the cable driven only has a real short pedal from the motor. So it reaches right to the bow of the boat, pretty much is where your foot's going to be. The one that I bought, you could actually sit in the back of the boat. It's got like a 20-foot cord, and you could just run it back. You can run it anywhere and sit it down and control the motor. So that's awesome. So I think it's going to be a good time for sure. But we will see. So anyway, yes, I did pull the trigger on some upgrades for the bike, which are coming in next week. I thought they would be here today, and I could do some videos on it, but I did not get them in time. So this upgrade will have to be next week. I'm not releasing it, Bob. I'm not telling anybody what it is right now. Keeping this one a little secret, close to my heart. Uh, the only people that really know about it is is well, yeah. There's only a couple people that know about it. One is um, Henry. Naturally, Henry's bringing over his jack. I think Henry. We got to talk about that this morning. See if you're bringing your jack over, so we can see if we can put that together and see what we can do with it. Can we call Mrs. Can we call HDR Captain Jack? There you go, Captain Jack on my boat, on my vessel, on my fishing vessel. You know, Daydreamer. Daydreamer again is the name of the fishing vessel we have here. So HDR never tells us anything. Who is that? Who said that? Who's HDR never tells us anything? Oh, Bronco Rod. Bronco Rod. You will find out very shortly. This is just, I want to make sure that the parts come in first, and then we'll talk about it for sure. But Miss HDR gets her first dibs when you're in back of the boat. Nancy said, "Yeah, yeah." Mrs. HDR usually she's not either engine on the boat, motor in the back of the boat, and there's a gas motor in the back of the boat, and then the trolling motor in the front of the boat. So maybe this year they'll teach her how to run the electronic trolling motor because she can use her foot. And she likes to fish when she's out there. That's her main key. So that is what's happening here in the HDR house, the HDR garage. The only upgrade he will be doing on the bikes is to get another bike. There you go, Pete. That's what I always say. Don't upgrade one bike, just, get multiple bikes and then ride whichever design you want for the day. That's a pretty good idea. So, I know I've been still looking, and, it's kind of, YouTube is one of those places where it's very, very honest, I guess we could say, for the most part. As far as I put out a questionnaire that said, look, after I was talking to Bronco Rod and we were talking to Bob, and the three of us was kicking around ideas, and Colin talks about so much about riding dirt, how he loves his adventure bike now, the Pan America, and he goes out there and he finds trails in the woods, and that's awesome to me, and I thought, well, that'd be cool. So I figured I'd put out a questionnaire, and one of the things on the questionnaire was something about, am I too, do I need to buy an adventure bike, or am I too young or too old or something? Like 65% of people put that I'm too old to ride one. So there you go. I guess I can't get one because I'm too old. You got to be young. You got to be young, like Colin, and you got to be a little bit younger to ride the adventure bikes, I guess. That's probably not true anyway. Glitter tassels for your handlebars. Jackie boy, that would be pretty cool. Glitter tassels for my handlebars. That's an awesome thought for sure. But no, that won't be it. No, that's not. Did you get the Mini Coda or the Moto Glide? Smarty Cowboy, I bought the Min Coda. Minnkota. I bought the Min Coda. Amazon has them for a pretty good deal right now. They were up very, very high. Their supply chain must have caught up to their demand because the prices went back down. But that is the one I bought. The Min, is it Min? Min, Minn Coda is the trolling motor that I bought. So it's in my living room in a box. So let's see here. Bronco, I was surprised you don't get boating being so close to the water. Yeah, him and Bob. Bob is very close to a lot of lakes. So we're trying to get Bob to buy himself a pontoon vessel. Bob and his wife are very close to getting a nice pontoon boat. They're looking it's probably going to be maybe just a small one, like 16 passenger. And it's going to have a barbecue grill on it and a slide. And we're trying to talk him into that so we can go to his house for a little vacation time, Bob, and do some journeying on his pontoon. We do fishing tournaments. Who said we do fishing tournaments there? The chat room is moving along there this morning. There it is. Nancy Weems. Let's see here. Yes, we do fishing tournaments, but not Jared. Okay. So fishing tournaments. I've never been in a fishing tournament. As far as I know, I've never been in a tournament. Let's see. Pontoon boats are fun. Pontoon boats are a blast. Bronco Rod said, "Yeah, and there's a pontoon boat that we take out. We took out last year at the cabin, so we had a great time on that boat. We just had a blast, and it was probably even more fun for me watching Bronco Rod launch his drone from the pontoon and seeing it come back and him being able to get it back on that boat. Because if you know anything about a drone, right? A drone is you start it from a certain point, you give it that locale, right? That location of where you're standing. And the idea is that's its landing zone. Well, on a boat, the boat's constantly moving. So when he launched it, the landing zone moved, and he was still able to recover that. Bronco Rod is really, it's fun to watch him, and I'm sure Bob would agree. And I know Bob's a good pilot too, but Bronco Rod's just been doing it for a long time. And that drone piloting is, man, when we were in the mountains and he physically lost it. We couldn't see it. We couldn't even hear this thing. It was so far gone when he flew it over a power station. Later, we determined that the turbines in the power station generate electromagnetic fields, and probably wasn't a good place to launch it. But none of us really thought about that at the time, right? It took off, and I mean, I wish, and I think maybe Bodine or Be the Rider PA may have video footage of that on their GoPro. But I mean, it was gone, man. And all of a sudden, we just heard, and you looked and you could finally just see a spot. He's like, I got it. And the controller lit back up and he had it back. And he was able to get his drone back. So it was a blast to watch him recover that thing. So let's see what Jackie Boy's up to this morning. I had a buddy tape pinwheels to the handlebars during Gettysburg Bike Week. So I left them on while we were riding, because it embarrassed him. Hey, it embarrassed him. He did it. He tied it onto your handlebars. So, hey, Bob, remember we didn't film that last year on the slide. On what slide? I missed that. I'm sorry. Sometimes the chat room goes by so quick, you kind of miss it there. There are no time left to start riding motorcycles. I started at 65. Yeah, Henry. See, Henry did that. He started riding motorcycles at 65. So 65 years young. I remember I worked with him. We worked every day together. And I remember he came in, he said he's taking the basic rider class. I said, dude, I thought you rode for years. He's like, no, never. He never started riding until he was 65. So, get out there. It doesn't matter what your number is, your life's number that we're all pinned with somewhere on us. But definitely get out there and ride your motorcycles, man. And, start anytime. I'm trying to get, you guys know, Mrs. HDR and my sister, Debbie. I talked to Debbie the other night. We're trying to get them into the BRC class, the basic rider class. Debbie's scared. She's like, well, I have to ride a motorcycle? I said, no, Deb. I said, you can actually, take the motorcycle course and just watch other people ride, and you can pick it up, Of course you got to ride a motorcycle. That's the whole basis of the course. You got to ride the motorcycle. But that was funny when she asked me, do I have to ride a motorcycle? And she's Deb's getting up there now. She's like 55, 56 years old. So, but you're never too old to start, right? So you got to get out there and just ride the motorcycle. That's the big thing. So the next thing I want to talk to you about here this morning, and I was thinking about this after Be the Rider PA texted me this morning. What time did he text me? Let's see what time, the first time he texted me, and it actually was not that early, actually. Let's see. Oh, no, it was 7:19, so it really wasn't that early. There's times he knows when I'm going to work in the morning, he'll text me at like 6. My daughter will call at 5:30, or sometimes even at 4:30. No, not 4:30. Yeah, 4:30, 5 o'clock she'll call, but that's okay. We talk to our kids whenever they call, right? That's what you want. So this is my story. Let's see. This is my story. Good morning to you, buddy. HDR, just wanted to check in. I have a walkthrough on the other channel on how to edit videos using DaVinci. Well, that's awesome, man. And if anybody wants to check that out, go to This Is My Story and check out his video on how to use DaVinci Resolve. That's what I use. It's a great program. It works really wonderfully. It's free. I can't tell you, it's pretty intense. It's resource intensive on a Windows machine, but on Macs, man, it runs like you can't believe it. It's so fast. It works really, really well. So, but he can tell you the ins and outs of that. I'm not going to go there for sure. Yeah. Bodine said he has to turn his phone off from early morning HDR texting. I'll do that in the morning too, because sometimes those guys will send me a text message. Like I go to bed at 10, 9:30, 10 o'clock. We're like pretty much in getting ready to go to sleep. And if I get a text, I won't answer it. Right. But when I wake up in the morning, I get up every day at 4. So when I wake up at 4 o'clock, I'll look at it. Oh, okay. I'll just text him back thinking, he's probably up. Right. Yeah, not so much. But anyway. Oh, this camera is sticking again. Let's see. Anyhow, so I bought a new webcam and I sent it back already. I bought a webcam for whatever reason. There's no control for it. And what happened was it was so wide, man. It was such a wide pattern. Like you could see this whole room, right? It looks like one of those 360 cameras. And the reviews were really good and everything. And I was like, well, I'm not keeping this because it made me look like this big on the screen for you guys to see, once I'm sitting here talking to you in the morning. And yeah, it was awful, man. So, but just trying to keep up with okay, this is my story. Said he's using a Mac. Like I said, DaVinci Resolve works absolutely great on the Mac. Be the Writer PA bought a new MacBook Air with the M1 processor. I have one of those also here. And I tell you what, man, you with that DaVinci Resolve, you can compress, a 15-minute video in like under 4 minutes. Actually, once you get it all edited, hit that, build button, it'll build it in about 4 minutes, man. Jack, for future shows, can you hide your ERR toys in the left corner? ERR. Oh, this thing. Here, check this out. Oh, this is actually a microphone. This is a very, very expensive microphone if you ever buy one. It's called a Podcaster Pro. It's actually a very good microphone. It's made by Rode Microphones. Look, Colin. Look, let me show you this, buddy. Colin always thinks of sex when he watches shows. Look. See that? You can put headphones in here. And you can listen to yourself through the microphone. But yeah, this is a very expensive USB microphone. Very nice. I've had it for several years on that big stand there. And this, if you've ever seen one of these, this is a pop filter. So you don't get this, you don't get that popping sound. So that's what this is for. It's just a pop filter. There you go, Colin. Sure, it's a mic. It's a microphone. Matter of fact, I'll bring it on vacation so you guys can touch it. So you guys can see it. Okay. We'll use it on the show or something when we're traveling. It's a microphone. Everybody should know that. So I have new footage ready for uploading, but editing on my phone, which is taking time. Man, I wouldn't want to edit any video on my phone. That's for sure. But yeah, anyway, look, Podine and Bob. Sure, it is a mic. It is a microphone. You want me to plug it in and use? I used to use it a lot. I don't use it so much anymore because I bought the Pro. This is I think that's called the Procaster. This is a Podcast Pro also. This is a XLR microphone, if you can see here. So you have to have the relay box that this goes into. So it goes up into my relay box up on top of the shelf. And then it gets compressed and changed over to USB. So that's how that works. No, don't plug it in. You guys are hilarious. Debbie's probably rolling off her couch with you too, watching your chat go by here. Keep it home. You're good. Oh, well, I was going to bring it to you. Ricky KM, good morning. Tennessee Wingman, good morning. I didn't catch you guys in there earlier. Nice to have you on board there this morning. Thanks for joining us. And as we're talking about microphones and the importance of having good audio in your studios, you guys know, look at all the mics I got, man. Look at this one. Oh, well, this isn't coming out of here. Oh, I'd recommend this to anybody. If you're setting up, if you're setting up a studio in your house and you don't want to spend a lot of money, buy one of these babies, man. These are like $50. Comes with the USB cord. and you just plug it in there. Kind of looks like the one that Bob and Colin uses, and I used to have one of those too. I can't remember the name of it. Bob, you might want to put in your the microphone you guys bought there. I think it was the Yeti is what they run, and they're awesome mics, man. You know, anything that you can just plug into your computer with USB, it's better. I've had mixers in the studio. I've had preamps, microphone amps blew up in an electric storm. It was super nice to have that thing too, but I don't know. Now we know why your wife let him buy a trolling motor. There you go, 9mm James. Good morning to you as you come in there and slam me again. Yes, that's why the wife let me buy the trolling motor. See how that works? But anyway, so we'll get off of that and we'll move on here onto my G-rated network here with HDR G-rated station for sure. So what I want to talk to you about next is why Be the Rider PA called me actually. And I don't know if I can show you this picture or not. We're going to try to show you this here. He's actually becoming an oil distributor. So if you see that, look at that. There's a special transmission fluid, special primary fluid, and then the synthetic oil for the motorcycle. So this is what he's actually. I guess he says he's going to stop this morning and bring this over to me, but the price was really good. His pricing is good. I don't know what he charges for shipping to ship it out to you guys. You have to talk to him about that. But I'm trying to make him a worldwide oil dealer. He's going to deal with motorcycle oils. But anyway, does he have a Mr. Microphone? Paul, yes, there is Mr. Microphones for sure. Tennessee Wingman, just going through money, 7855. Good morning. Glad to have you on board here this morning. Here we go. It's a toy show. There's no. You guys are going way off on the wrong tangent here. So getting back to the regular scheduled programming of our G-rated show. So today I also want to talk to you about motorcycle oil and what you guys are using in your oil. You know, and sometimes I told you I would follow those Facebook groups. If anybody's seen my post, I actually took Facebook off of my phone for now. It was just getting so repetitive. Everything you read on Facebook is just a repeat of somebody else's thought, and nobody wants to search anything. Almost every motorcycle group you're on there, a guy either wants to know about what size handlebar should he buy, what kind of seat should he buy, what kind of tire should he buy, how does one like this, how does a fat tire on the front of your Road Glide feel going down the road? I mean, that's pretty sensible. That's a pretty good question, but these handlebar questions, these seat questions, these what kind of tire should I buy? One guy said rubber. And then you get those people that gives you the smart comments back, and you start reading into that stuff, and it's just like, wow. One day somebody put on there, what kind of oil should I buy for my Road Glide Limited? And some guy put back on there, slippery. Well, that probably is true, right? But it's just one of those, like, if you have nothing good to say, and Facebook is becoming a place where there's not a lot of good people saying good things. So I took it off my phone. I decided I was going to back off of it for a while, not watch it. It's not that I'm that guy like, oh, you're all against Facebook and the corporation. It's not that at all, because I use Instagram, who's owned by Facebook. So if you see any Facebook posts from me, they're coming through Instagram is where they come from. I just wanted to throw that out there. So let's see here. How about this one? I really enjoyed the last Fireside Chat show. Made me go back in time and ask myself the same questions. See, and that's what that show was created for. And I thought it was really a decent show. I know we have more coming out there for you guys for sure. And there's more stuff coming. We're going to be talking actually soon about, what or the way that the show will be created or maintained, or what we're going to do with it. We like to change it up every now and then just to make it more interesting for everybody out there. Bob says, does bikes need oil? Yes, bikes need oil. I was talking to Road Glide Andy yesterday a little bit. And he has what's called a VIP package. I don't know how many of you have a VIP package, which at any Harley shop, they do this. They charge you whatever they want to charge you. His was, I think, and I'm not going to actually probably get this right, but I think his was $1,900 for 5 years, I think is what it was. But in that $1,900, that's every service. So figure your 1,000 mile service when you start, right? Then 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 25,000. They cover all those services. So most of the service, like the 25,000 mile service I just called the other day, it's like $600. Because they have to change your spark plugs, take your tank off. I understand that. Some other stuff they're going to do, but I get it. And now what I do is I call and I tell them, don't touch my oil. I don't need that part of the service. I give them exactly like an a la carte, like, flush all my brake lines, flush my clutch, my hydraulic clutch lines, get rid of all the fluids, put all new fluids in those, and change the spark plugs. That's the only thing I want to do. So I won't be paying for a whole service because I do my own oils. And but the VIP packages, as I was sitting here thinking about it, now my bike, it wouldn't be worth it. I have a 2018 with 25,000 miles. Obviously, I don't ride it enough to make that pay off. I ride it enough for my liking, but to make that pay off, you have to do, you would almost have to get 2 services a year. So in other words, you'll be riding, so you'll be doing like about 10,000 miles a year. Then I think that service would pay off for you. On the topic coffee HDR, what's your favorite kind of coffee? My favorite kind of coffee that's a good question for me. Thank you. Is actually dark roast. This is actually a French dark roast I'm drinking this morning. It seems to get your heart pumping. Good morning, Ricky KM. Good to have you on board there this morning. But that is the coffee there. Bob Nelson said he has the VIP package. So yeah, so people are buying these VIP packages, and if you ride enough, and Bob Nelson rides a lot, so he's going to get his money out of that. And Pete's 1800 said he can do 90%. And you know what, guys? I could probably do all the maintenance. I think I talked about this before, maybe last week or something about, I have the manual, and all you do is go to the manual and say 25,000 miles and check. Go down through everything, right? Like torquing your axle bolts, make sure they're torqued properly. Checking tension on your belt, on your drive belt. You can do that. I don't have a tool for that, but I'm sure I can probably get one. It would be cheaper than paying for a service because you can use that belt tensioner. You can check it whenever you want, right? And somebody once said that too. They said, if somebody's going to mess your bike up, at least it should be you, right? So what I mean by that is sometimes you take your motorcycle into the shop and you get somebody working on it that doesn't really measure up to who you want to work on your bike. I have certain people that would work on my motorcycle at Neon Guards, and I knew the guy every time. He had my motorcycle and he knew what it needed. It wasn't like a job for him as much as it wasn't just a number bike coming through like you see a lot of dealers do now, because they're so big and they have so many people coming there. These smaller shops used to be nice because they'd be like, oh man, that's your Road Glide, yeah, man, how's it been running? And oh, there's a little knock. So, oh, well, we'll take care of that because they know the motorcycle, not just a number. So that is good. Now I can tell you, I can definitely tell you for sure that the VIP package, one thing that is nice about those, at least the one that Road Glide Andy is in, if he buys new tires, he just takes them there and they mount them for free. So that's a nice bonus. All of his services, I said, are included. And if he has any maintenance type of work, if he goes in, there's something wrong, he gets pushed to the front of the line because he's a VIP. And I think that's awesome. But you have to ride enough in that 5 years to make it worthwhile. If you don't, if you're only riding 5,000 miles a year, you're getting one service every year. You'd have to really do the math on it to see, what that would boil down to. So, let's see. So Jackie Boy says, is everybody booked for VAM? I know we are. We've been booked since, guys, October, November, I think we booked. I think it was back that far. Definitely got a place that we're going to be staying at. We're ready to go for VAM there. So that's going to be a good time. We actually have a trip that we're taking. And I think Bodine's working on a meetup in Ohio. We haven't given any dates out for that, but we're planning on finding a place there. I think he's working at renting some lodge or something, or maybe he's renting one of those shelters, like out on the park somewhere in Ohio, and we're gonna have people come in and. We're gonna no, we're probably not. We'll probably meet at a restaurant or something, have a little lunch or something with everybody, be able to talk, and be able to chit chat there, get some pictures with everybody. Because everybody knows on my website, HarleyDayRider.com, I have a bunch of pictures of friends that I've met over the years, and I love to get more pictures for that site. And it's nice to put that up here yet. Can't book yet. Not sure if Wendy is going or not yet. Pete's 1800 said. So he's not sure if his wife is going yet or not. Jackie Boy said they're at the Water Buffalo Lodge. Bodine said lots of folks wanting to connect. It will be fun. Yes, it will be fun in Ohio. And VAM, you get to meet a lot of people from all over the place, and that's always a good time for sure. So, and I know Mrs. HR is definitely not going to VAM. I know Mrs. Bronco Ride's not going. Mrs. Bodine is not going. This is one of the ones where our wives tell us, guys, get on your bikes and just go, get out of the house, get away from us for a while. Right. See, and so they like to get away from us. Because Miss HR knows that she's really happy. She has a 2-week motorcycle trip coming up with me. So she's really, can't just so happy. See, she said for real, she can't wait for that to happen. So that's going to be a trip this year. But so what you telling me is to tell Wendy to stay. Pete 18. I would never tell you that. No, I know you and Wendy travel a lot together. I would never tell you. I'm just telling you that our wives aren't going there for that trip. So it's just a guys' trip. We're going to hang out together. Our wives kind of keep us grounded down and try to, make sure we don't do anything stupid. And sometimes we like to go away ourselves and do things that are stupid. Not really stupid. Immature? Nah, not really. That's not the word. You get it. You know what I mean? But we can stay up late and we can party until, 11 o'clock. Yeah, the three of us, the three old guys. Party it up. Event is going on at the same time at VAM. Windroad Therapy, I can address this because I've been talking to 10 rides. I hear another event is going on at the same time at VAM. Keep in mind that Kevin's Creek Park also has cabins for rental in addition to tent camping and RVs, and I recommend it. From what I heard, now this is from 10 Rides because I watched his video and I've commented back and we've talked a little bit about this, is the gentleman that Bronco Ride interviewed. Now this is just hearsay from me hearing it from him. Interviewed at the back of the Dragon Welcome Center, the guy that owns it, apparently heard about VAM last year and he heard they were doing it again. So he's kind of riding on the coattails. He's like, hey, we're having a motorcycle meetup. But what he's really doing is using all the Patreons coming from VAM. So if you noticed, VAM has been trademarked, and they did that so nobody can steal the name. That was pretty smart. So anytime you see VAMM now, you'll see the little TM up on the top. That's trademarked. And Mr. G and 10 Rides actually trademarked the name so they can keep it for themselves. So I guess that's what's happening. He did say there's a car show going on at the same time. They'll be on Main Street down by that restaurant. I can't remember the name of the restaurant there, but the car show will be going on down there. And he said it's usually not that big of a deal. So we'll still have plenty of places to go. So let's see here. Toby, guys, yeah, we will be bringing a lot of Toby. You're right there. We'll be bringing a lot of toys with us. We'll have GoPros. I'll probably have my Senna 10C Evo. That's a couple of my toys there. Definitely have your motorcycle beads, guys. If you didn't buy those, go over to beadrider.com, BEAD rider.com, and pick up a set of riding beads. We will have those on the bike. And probably definitely some bottle openers for the beer bottles. So those are about the toys we'll be having, Toby. So I hope that answered your question. And I know that's, we'll definitely take care of that. But looking forward to meeting you, Jackie Boy, Bronco Ride. Yeah, Jackie Boy, be nice to meet up there finally, for sure. Windroad Therapy, how are you? Yeah, Windroad Therapy. I don't know if you're going to be there at VAM this year or not. I don't know if you're double booked. She does travel a lot. She was just at the Forgotten Angels camp out, and I think that was awesome. She got to meet Adam Sandoval and, just a lot of cool people there. But I would love to make that some year too. I think it'd be a nice little adventure down to Florida. Yeah. So anyway, that's all that. The oil stuff I was talking about, it's like, what kind of oil do you guys run? Maybe some of you don't know. I'm not really sure, but yeah, this camera here that I'm using right now it's locking up again. I'm going to have to end up just throwing it away, cut my losses. I thought it was the cable that I was using for it, but apparently it's not. Let's change this up here. The computer is giving me fits this morning. Oh, come on. Really? Come on. The computer is actually giving me fits here. Let me see if I can get this changed. Come on, come on, come on. There you go. I only have a little bit longer to go here, but there you go. So now I'm on the front camera here on the iMac, and but probably get more. Can't make VAM this year, but it will be try hard for next year. Smarty Cowboy said so. He'll be making it next year. But yeah, it should be a good time. It was last year. Hopefully the weather's a lot better this year, and that's what everybody's really hoping for better weather. But yeah. So next week we'll be talking about Pete's 1800. Don't knock it if you don't have them. Those are called actually bicycle. They're not even underwear. They're bicycle shorts. The padded shorts. So and I know we used to make fun of that too, but once Bronco Rod sent myself and Bodine up here, we don't travel without him. I know Bodine travels with him every time he gets on the bike. If you notice, watch him on the Road King because he's sitting a little bit higher up over the windshield. He has them on. So just watching. Now, next time you'll be watching, but look where his camera's at over the windshield. Be a little bit higher than it normally is in the wintertime because he wears those padded shorts and it lifts him up a little bit to give him a little bit more. Yeah, he does. Don't believe him on the chat thing. He doesn't like to admit it, but no, I did. I wore him on my 500-mile challenge, and I tell you what, it made a huge difference. I do believe in them on traveling. If I'm going to do 400 or 500-mile days, I do wear those padded shorts, guys. And anything you can do to make your ride more comfortable, guys, do it. Don't tell anybody. Don't walk in the store like, I got padded shorts on, baby. Don't have to say that, but I'm just saying. So let's see here. Oh, there you go. So Pete's 1800 said he tries them. He loves them. Oh, Minimoto said no. He tried them and he bought a carbon set of padded shorts there, I guess. Triglide Ed, good morning to you. Because I don't know what is VAM 22 and where is it? It is held in Tazewell, Virginia. It's going to be July 21st through the 24th of 2022. It is held by pretty much the originators is Mr. G and 10 Rides, TENN Rides. And I know Mr. McStash gets pretty involved with those two guys too, so he may be coordinating some of that down there. But yeah, check that out in Tazewell, Virginia. We definitely need rain gear, Bob. Yeah, we needed rain gear last year for sure, man. Everybody needed rain gear last year. Because I don't know what is. Okay, so Triglide, hopefully that answered that for you. And cool, I'm about 2 hours. Hey, there you go, man. You should be able to come then, right? July 21st through the 24th. It's a nice time just to hang out with people, have some meals together. I guess this year they're going to have some motorcycle games and some other stuff. They're going to be at a lodge. I can't remember if it's the Moose Lodge. I think it was the Moose Lodge. I think. I'm not 100% guaranteed on that one, but anyway, I think that's it. I think that's the case. I think they're in the lodge there. Now this is just for the day stuff. They're going to have different catering, different foods there. So last year when we went, it was like little cliques, and it was interesting to watch because whatever people you were the closest to seemed like you'd go out and then people would go like, I'm going to get steaks tonight. Somebody would be like, I'm going to get, Sonic tonight. They would go over to the Sonic restaurant. Maybe they'd have Sonic. And some other people said, well, I'm going to get pizza. Some other people said, well, I'm going to get chicken, and we didn't really stick together as a big biking group. But really, if you think about it, that's kind of like a motorcycle rally too. Like if I go with Bodine and I go with Colin to a motorcycle rally, right? That's kind of what's going to happen is we're going to kind of go off sometimes and go do our own thing. We're not going to stick with everybody at the motorcycle rally, right? So it kind of worked out that way last year. But I think the rain also, nobody wanted to just go to the motorcycle shop and sit around. They had a really nice area, man. They put tables out for us. They had chairs. They had a barbecue growing. They had a barbecue grill going outside. They were cooking hamburgers and hot dogs, and they had salads and so much food up there. Just went to waste because not a lot of people went up to see it. They had a band playing. They had a local bluegrass guy and his son playing up there. They were amazing to watch. It was fun. It was one of those toe tapping moments. Just a good time. And that was at the Cinch Mountain Motorcycle Works. I don't think there's going to be anything there this year, but it was nice for them to put themselves out in that way and be able to do that kind of stuff for everybody. So good morning, Judy. Glad to have you on board there this morning. I just caught your name in there. Let's see who else is in there. Bodine. Will this year? We're going to rock it. Yeah, we're going to have a good time there this year. And then we have a little bit of traveling to do after that to some undisclosed locations in Tennessee. But we're just going to spend a week together with the Fireside Chat boys. So I think that'd be awesome. Something different. We've spent time together before. It's funny because we all live so far apart from each other. We talk a lot on the phone, but it's just not the same as being with each other and hanging out, right? Just chilling back, man, eating some, jalapeno Cheetos and drinking some beers. And I can't remember last year what myself and Colin was drinking the most of at the cabin. Was it Yingling? I think we drank. I think it was a lot of Yingling we were drinking. And Bob likes his Coors Lights, and but hey, we have it all going on. That's for sure. Miss Peace last year. Yeah, and it was nice to see Pete's 1800 and his wife for sure. Last year, we all rode together to the Harley shop. We were looking for new boots for me after my boots blew out. And, it's funny because I knew those boots were blown out before I left for that trip. And Miss HR was like, go buy a new pair of boots. Go get your boots. Go get your. I'm like, I don't want to. These boots are very comfy. And, well, then the soles finally blew off of them. Then I had no choice. I had to buy boots. But I did have to end up wearing those, I believe, or I threw those away and wore my tennis shoes home, or I don't know. But then after I got home, I finally ordered new Bates boots. I think it's BYTES Bates, or is it BATES? Yeah, BATES Bates boots. Anyway, resting from a long. Hey, Bill, the Harley guy. Good morning. Cold ride going to and from the Forgotten Angels camp out last. Oh, you were there. Bill, the Harley guy, was at the Forgotten Angels, man. Hopefully you got to meet some of the big YouTube stars there. There were some really big names there, like Adam Sandoval was there. And I know he was floating around there. He flew in because he went to the Journey concert, which is what I went to see. And I messaged him. I said, Guy, I said, Adam, I went to the Journey concert when they first started it. They started in Pittsburgh, was where they started their concert. And then him and his girlfriend, fiance, went, and he had to get up the next morning, get on a plane and fly out to the Forgotten Angels. So he rented a BMW is what he did, a BMW motorcycle. So it's pretty awesome. Good to see that stuff. When I left Michigan, it was snowing and 15 degrees when I left. Oh, so you're from Michigan. You went all the way to Florida. Well, congratulations, man. That is awesome. Cheers to you from the coffee mug. Look at that coffee mug, huh? Yep. Harley Davidson motorcycle. But yeah, so yeah, Wind Road Therapy was there. She was down there, and just a lot of cool people, man. And I say when I retire, I got about 12 years. So in 12 years, 12, is that right? I keep forgetting. 50, 59, 60. Yeah, 12 years. So 12 years, I'll be 70. And I'm going to retire at 70. That's my plan right now because I love teaching so much. I mean, it's not, it's high stress, but it's a low physical workout on the body. But so when I retire at 70, I will go to the camp out there for the Forgotten Angels because I can't go now because it's right during the school year. I'm looking for rallies right now. Anytime between June and the end of July, I can make those outside of my traveling, which Miss HR found I had 2 vacations planned without her. And that didn't go over too well. She's like, wait, so you're planning vacation with the guys before you even think about planning a vacation with me? And I said, well, the guys are faster at planning. So, they call me up. They're like, hey, can you do this? I'm like, yep, let's do that. And I put it in the calendar. So that's just the way it works. So, yeah, it's going to be a great year this year. We're going to be, yeah, Bob said, what's the issue? See, I don't know. So then I planned out 2 weeks to be with her on the road. So a lot of we were going to Ireland. I think I talked about that before, but with all the international shutdowns, and we don't know if you're going to have to go over for a week and be quarantined, and we'll lose a week off our vacation. So we're going to stick in the States this year. I think it's the safest bet until they get all this stuff to calm down a little bit more through the world. So it'll be a 2-week motorcycle trip to an undisclosed location. But I can tell you she's been preliminarily mapping it out right now. It's going to be about 3,000 to 3,500 miles total trip. So we'll see how that goes. But hopefully the weather will be just fine and we'll be able to do that. You spent 3 days to help building a new stage. Well, great, man. Great. And thank you for your service to those people down there, the Forgotten Angels crew. They definitely need help. Yeah. Hey, Jamie, try to watch out. She's going to put you in a doghouse. Well, now that I booked her trip, she's okay now. She knows when her vacation is and when my vacation is. And like I said, guys, you love your spouse, right? But there's times that you have to get away from, you get away from each other a little bit, because then I always say absence makes the heart grow fonder, man. When I come home and, she has like rose petals laid out for me in the foyer and, and she's all happy to see me. And, that's the thing, that's the big thing. So, but yeah, does that ever happen? Maybe not. Who knows? Well, anyway, so I hope everybody has a great day. I hope everybody, let's see, Harley Day Rider. Karen from Ireland was there in the U.S., Daytona Bike Week. She's waiting for, yeah. Karen's a great person, man. And, she told us she would give us a private tour of Ireland. And who else told me that? Oh, Bob Nelson actually met her also in Daytona Bike Week. So I think that's awesome too. And like I said, 12 more years, I will be at Daytona. It's on my bucket list. I will be there in 12 more years for the rally. So mark your calendars and everybody can come there and meet me. I'll be a little bit older, a little bit grayer, and I'll probably be riding a 3-wheel something, but I will be there. So, all right. Thanks, Bronco Rod. I appreciate that. Everybody, thank you so much for coming. As I said, each and every week, I am just blown away by the all of you showing up, the generosity. And you just come out here and just talk to me for an hour on Saturday morning. This is what it's all about, man. So show number 65, and we're just moving right along there. So thank you. And until next week, remember, Roger and Ride. Be safe out there, everybody. Harley Day Rider will be down and out in the beautiful studios here with all my helmets. Can you see them over there? Oh, there's a whole wall full of helmets over there. The beautiful HDR studios here in Southwestern Pennsylvania. Have a good week, everybody. We'll see you next Saturday. Bye-bye for now.